And our special guest is Bob Golub. And he's basically, you're an angry guy, Bob. Well,
I don't think that's really true. Why you got to say something like that?
No, you
got to say that like all of a sudden I'm angry, like I'm not a nice guy or something.
No,
that's all right. That's all right.
This guy's a loose cannon.
Okay, this is how it worked back then. Two guys, the guys being Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci, calmly went away in the truck. The driver goes into the diner, and it's a different time, and says to the guy behind the counter, "You got a phone? Come on, you got a phone?" The guy goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you believe this? 2 N-words just stole my truck."
Right.
Okay, the movie is good, fellas.
Hey, let me tell you something. I got the character. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the whole thing,
The Polish madman.
The great Bob Golub.
Bob Golub's got one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. One of the greatest stories I've ever heard in show business.
I was a pretty big drug dealer. I sold a lot of drugs. I sold a lot of pot.
So I go in. I think this is my one shot. I got a 9mm pistol. It's loaded. I got 2,000 cash. I got the pinky ring. I got the jacket on, the hair slicked back, and I got handcuffs.
That's right, the Polish madman. Hey, folks, how you doing? This is Bob Golub, and I want to talk to you about this Ebola bullshit. You know, first of all, the media, let me just tell you, the media are a bunch of whores. I don't care if it's Fox, CNN, ABC, NBC, ABC, DD, fuck. They're all manipulators. In other words, basically, I know the media very well. If you know anything about me and my lucky potatoes, I was able to, once the media caught on to it, I was able to get on any radio or TV station in America, or in fact, I was all over. So what they do is they try to add as many natural disasters so you'll tune in. I'll give you an example. Now, this is what they do. They got everyone's scared about this Ebola. But let's break this shit down. Let's be honest with it. Okay, how did this fucking come about? There was this guy named Thomas Duncan, I believe his name, Duncan. And he's a black guy. He was the first case where this actually started. Because this has to start somewhere. But, you know, let's just get to the fucking point here, okay? He died. Now, Thomas Duncan is a black guy. He went to Liberia, which is West Africa, as a helping people over there. He contacted this by carrying a dead woman, or at least a sick woman, to a hospital. Like they needed some help, and that's how he got it. Anyways, now here's a guy who came to America with this Ebola, and he was the first one. Now, when he went to the fucking hospital there in Dallas, they turned him away. Now, I'm just wondering, they turned him away. Now, they obviously, being the first case, it's not like they go, "Oh my God, this guy got Ebola, we're going to turn him away." They had no idea. But the fact that he went to Africa, that should have been looked into coming back from Africa. Because I'll tell you this, I know people that went to Africa on business and on pleasure, mostly business. They had to get fucking tons of shots, dude. I mean, like, you have no idea. I mean, like, tons of shots. They had to get, you know, so even if he came back and he's saying, okay, look, I'm not feeling well, I came back from West Africa. Well, there's all kinds of different diseases you could bring back besides Ebola, which we probably had no fucking concept of it. At least, you know, the average American had no idea. Maybe people in the disease community that deals with that knew about it, but we didn't know about it. So he comes back, and you can bring malaria back. There's all kinds of different things you can bring back. So when he goes into the hospital in Dallas, they turn him away. I think they basically turn him away. Now, I'm wondering, listen, I am not one to play the race card. I don't have a card to play because I'm white. I grew up poor and no money, one of 8 kids, so I guess I could play that poor white card if I had to, I grew up from nothing, But, so, I honestly believe that this guy, Thomas Eric Duncan, if he'd have went in, and he was white, and he'd have went into Dallas, and at the hospital in Dallas, and said, hey, look, I was in Africa, and I'm really feeling sick. I'm throwing up. I just feel horrible. I believe that person, male or female, white, would have been handled different. That's all I'm saying. So they turned this guy away, at first. And then when they treated him, they let him go home. So even if, now, by the way, also, he didn't have health insurance. So when you're a black guy without health insurance, there's a chance that, a good chance that first of all, you're not going to get a fucking cab, in New York, but you're not going to get treated the way somebody else would, a white person, with health insurance. Now, if you have a white person that doesn't have health insurance, they might get treated the same way. I just think it would have been handled different if he was white. And so he's the first known case of this. But what the media is doing is they're creating fear. This is what they're great at. And I'm going to give you an example. For what they do, excuse me, the expression, if you bleed, it leads. That's what the media is. If it bleeds, it leads. Because as much as people say they don't want to hear stuff, it's bullshit. Because of a fucking accident in L.A. on the other side of the road, people are rubbernecking and looking at it. So people always want to hear that, even though they say they don't. It's bullshit. That's why they fucking do it. But what they do is they try to add as many deaths to every natural disaster so you'll tune in. I'll give you an example. A few years back, they had a bunch of tornadoes down in Florida. And one of the tornadoes, they said 39 people died as a result of the hurricane. Tune in. And that's their little teaser on, during one of their shows for the news. Tune in. 39 people died as a result of the hurricane. They don't tell you one of those guys that died was a man, 105 years old. He had a heart attack. I'm pretty sure he was going to have a fucking heart attack anyways. He was 105. I don't think the hurricane had anything to do with that. So, that's what they do. They'll say, well, they'll include him in. Well, he's 100. Well, fuck. I'm sure his time was going to come up and just so happened to be when that hurricane hit. And it might be a little stress on the heart, the fact that there's a hurricane coming. And, I don't know if that hurricane caused his death. I doubt it. He's going to probably die anyways. Another guy died on stepping on a downed wire. Now, is that hurricane related or just fucking stupid? Look, folks, I don't know where you're from, but if there's storms and there's a downed wire, jump over the fucking thing. Just, these people that step on, some people deserve to die. Stupid fucking people. I'm so sick of the fucking media. And you know what it is, folks? Most people are not leaders, they're followers. Now, I want you to listen to me. I like you to follow me and listen to me. I mean, I think I have many years of experience of everything to talk about in life. But, what the media does is, I'll give you an example. Though Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was fucking guilty. He got found not guilty, but he probably would have been guilty if he was black. He probably got found guilty. People stick up for Michael Jackson. The media ran on this, the big thing. Michael Jackson, get busted. With child, having a 12-year-old in his bed. People would say, "Oh, Michael Jackson was just eccentric." Fuck that. You know what eccentric is? A 50-year-old guy who collects porcelain dolls from Ecuador is eccentric. But a 50-year-old guy who has 12-year-old boys sleeping in his bed is fucking post-pedophile. Suck my fucking dick, okay? How about that? That's a fucking pedophile. You ask any normal American, hey, or any normal person around the world, listen, my 40-year-old uncle has 12-year-old boys sleeping in his bed. He's giving them milk and cookies. Really? But all of a sudden, that's good. And like this right, left in this country is such bullshit. I mean, everyone still puts down. They're still doing Clinton jokes. Fucking Bill Maher, for Christ's sakes. That fucking guy keeps doing fucking Clinton jokes about his dick getting sucked. You know what? By the way, who gives a fuck? Maybe if more Republicans got their dick sucked, we wouldn't go to war as much. And believe me, that's not coming from the left or right, because I can't come from the left or right, because I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I can't even vote. I'm a fucking felon. So there. So fuck you, okay? All I'm saying is the media are a bunch of whores, and they'll grab on anything. There's no... Look, I remember the Mad Cow. Remember that over in England? The Mad Cow. All those stupid comic jokes would do the Mad Cow, the Mad Cow, then the bird flu was going to kill us. I don't remember. Do you remember the bird flu? The bird flu was going to kill us. You had to watch out for birds. It was like the fucking Alfred Hitchcock movie or something, So you had the Mad Cow. But the worst, think about this, was AIDS. I remember the AIDS. Fuck do I remember the AIDS crisis in the 80s. That was a disease that could have spread. We had no idea on that. We had no idea how we were going to... There wasn't a cure for it. At least there's a cure for this. We could treat this. There was a time that AIDS was so powerful that no one... powerful for the fact that no one had any concept what they were going to do with it. Or how, we were afraid. Dude... I was jerking off and I was afraid my hand was going to give me AIDS. That's how fucking crazy I was. I lived, and by the way, AIDS was very hard to get. It was spread primarily through the gay community because with anal sex, you're fucking in your bricking blood tissues in the anus, and if you have a cut on your dick, it's hard to get. But the fear. There was people saying, there was actually a guy, I think robbed a bank, said, I got HIV, give me the money or I'll spit on you. That's how fucking people are afraid. Oh my God, you got HIV, I better get the fucking away. Different from AIDS, by the way, HIV is a step before AIDS, so it's, and there's some people that have blown fold AIDS and they're going to die. But there was no cure. That was fucking legitimate fear. By the way, the media didn't pick up on it until Rock Hudson got it. And that's, that was Reagan's friend. And when he got it, then they realized, oh man, Rock Hudson has it. Then we got to watch out, Meanwhile, it was something that wasn't covered properly at the beginning, which had legitimate thing. There was no cure for it at the point. I lived with a woman that I'm going to talk about later on. In fact, I've been offering her to come on and talk about our relationship. She lived with me for a year. For a full year. And she had HIV. Yeah. HIV. Never fucking told me. Never told me till later on. And you get arrested for that now, by the way. That's you could get arrested for that. I covered her and I let her go. I know I'm going off the point, but I just telling you that I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give her one more shot to come on and talk about her experience with that, and also, being with me for a year. I don't know, maybe a year and a half. I said, and believe me, we did it every way you can imagine. No anal, but she'd always say let's do the condom zone, and I didn't know what that meant. I know what it means now, but that fucker left year and a half we were together, and I put a sex tape together, probably, if you ask anyone that knows, they would say it was a Scorsese of pornos. And I shot that by myself with us two together. That's how good I was with this camera. I swear to God, it was fucking unbelievable. I got rid of it when I got married and started having kids, because last thing I want to die and my kids to find that, even though it's fucking one of the best pornos you ever see. I like those pornos anyways. They're kind of homemade. They're too fucking fancy now. Big houses are fucking on steps and mansions and stuff. And who fucks on steps? That's bullshit. But back to the media. That's what they do. They created this fear for one person that brought this in. who I believe could have been taken care of and handled differently if he was white. There's no doubt. I mean, especially if he's white and had health insurance. I get it. I get the hospitals. I get that it's hard for them to, I mean, that's why we basically pay $8 for aspirin in America because of that shit. And it's going to lean toward certain countries. The media, that's what they do. They keep, the reason why they create that fear is so you'll keep tuning in. And look, there's a lot of followers in the world. There's not many leaders. There's not really free thinkers, honestly. I mean, you have Fox News in America. I have a brother. He's racist, by the way, and that's not why he listens to Fox, but they talk his language. So he's a Republican. Plus he's racist to boot. Not because he's fucking Republican. He just happens to be fucking racist. I know. Because he said to me, he says, "Hey, how's that nigga president working out for you?" Stuff like that. I mean, I'm not prejudiced myself. If I could vote, I would have voted for Obama, the white part. But no, I'm joking. But so the point is even when so they have this guy, they could have quarantined him, had this handled right away. And I believe he was white. So now we got people, the guy who come in contact with them, or the women that come in contact. There was a woman that went on a cruise line. And, I mean, we were so afraid. Oh, my God, there was countries that wouldn't let her come in. Fucking Mexico wouldn't let her come in. Fucking Mexico, who comes in this country by the thousands every day, wouldn't let her come in. Or Belize wouldn't let her come in, to have her checked out. So they had to have someone flown in. But that's the fear they created. I told one woman I was working on, and she brought up, this is really serious. There's nothing to make fun about. Well, guess what? It is. It is something to make fun about. It is something because it's a fucking joke, bitch. It's a joke, motherfucker. All right? There's more people to get hit from cars and die because they're texting every fucking day. More in one day than Ebola killed people. But because it's something that, oh my God, it's so mysterious, it's a disease. It's curable. It's not fucking pancreatic cancer where you're going to fucking die within months or whatever, which my father died from. You can't cure that. You can't cure that. But the media will keep pumping it out there. Keep pumping it out. Oh, my God. And, CNN, I mean, look, I work all around the world. CNN's everywhere. But, boy, they get on the fucking subject matter. You know what I like to find? I like to find if CNN would blow up. If they could find that missing plane that was missing with some people that had Ebola and that. So, in other words, if you combine the stories together, because that missing plane, CNN ran with that fucking thing forever. I mean, I swear to God, it reminds me of Fox News. You could never turn on Fox News without them within 20 minutes saying something bad about the president. You can't turn on CNN when that missing plane was gone. I swear to God, try to turn it off, turn it on anytime, you'll see them talking about the fucking missing plane. And now that's the Ebola. And something else will come. Again, I told you, the bird flu, mad cow. Well, AIDS was a legitimate thing. AIDS was a legitimate thing that could have and did affect a lot of people in the 80s. So this scare factor is nothing new. They've been doing it for years. That's how we get in wars. I mean, we had, remember, the bullshit about weapons of mass destruction, which was, we all know, was lies. But more importantly was, remember that Amtrak. Oh, my God. If you sent somebody white powder in the 80s, they would snort it. You know, they fucking wouldn't know about anthrax. That's another, oh my God, anthrax is going to come and get us. They're going to put it in the air, and it's going to, we're all going to breathe it, we're all going to die. We got to go into the dome, like that piece of shit show they have on TV, the dome, and protect us from the bad guy. I actually seen Obama talk about Ebola, and he's even skating around it. I mean, look, it's just bullshit. Why don't someone call for what it is? One person, 2 people might have died. How many people died in America? 2? I will bet you by the time this podcast is done, I'm done talking on this, I guarantee you 20 people got hit by fucking texting and not looking when they're walking across the street. So fuck them. They deserve to die anyways just for texting across the street and not watching. That's what happens in California. They assume you're going to fucking stop. Where New York, they don't assume you're going to stop. But they'll fucking text without looking. And what if I'm driving and fucking texting? It doesn't make sense to me. We should have the right of way in California. But back to the media. I'm sorry. I just don't understand how people won't at least. I haven't heard anyone talk about Duncan's, the black guy who went to, Dallas, the first person that might have been turned away because of him being black. And could that have helped spread a little bit of that disease? Now we're coming to find out now it's hard to get. Now, I don't know if anyone has also talked about this, how this fucking disease even came about. Do you know where it came? It's called bush meat. Bush meat is rats, bats. What they do there in Liberia or West Africa, I'm probably mispronounced the fucking town of Liberia. I think that's what it is. They have a thing where they eat called bush meat. And that's like monkeys, gorillas, rats, bats. Well, I mean, what the fuck is a rat anyways? There's nothing but a squirrel with a fucking tail anyways. But if that rat's infected and you eat that, that's what happens. This is how this Ebola started. No one will fucking admit that. Why don't just tell the truth? These fucking animals are eating fucking dead animals. Now, they're animals. I understand. Look, I get it. Look, if I had to feed my family and do whatever I had to do, I would fucking kill you. Okay, motherfucker? I would kill you if I had to feed my family. I get that. I might not eat you. I might. Just depends if there's no food. So I get that they got to do what they got to do. But there was a case over there where some kids found a dead chimp, and it was dead, and they chopped it up and ate it, the raw meat. Well, they all got sick, and they all got Ebola. So, Ebola. So, that's where this came from. Eating fucking rats and fucking bats and that bullshit. I get it. I know you don't have no food, so you're going to eat that. I understand it over in West Africa and Liberia that they've been eating this shit called this meat for years. But they say it just comes down to the way it's cooked. If it's not cooked right, then you get sick. I guess you get sick on any meat that's not treated right, what have you. That's why in America we have people to check that out the best they can if they're not being bought off. So why is the media not covering that? Why ain't they saying that? Because you know why? It'll look like it's kind of racist that, these people just eating bats and chimps and gorillas. I mean, supposedly, I don't know about you, but there's something about a bat that is not fucking appealing to me, I guess, I mean, people eat alligators and all that. We eat, all kinds of weird stuff. But why does all of these diseases come out of fucking Africa? Why isn't it? There's some fucking reason. So why isn't the media talking about that? They said, well, one person, there's different reports. One person got bit by a bat, and that one person spread that. Well, that's one report. But they're not telling you that this meat that they call meat, they've been eating for years and years and years and years. So, I don't see the media talking about no, but they want to go right to this. See, they want to test as soon as this Duncan was tested positive for Ebola. Okay, that week, I think it was like first week of October. Right at that point, everything should have been shut down. Quarantine this guy, whatever you got to do. This is what they should have done. But no, they didn't do it. They didn't do it, and they could say what they want, but I guarantee it. If it was a white guy, it might be different. So, anyways, that's what we're talking about here. I mean, so it's called. I think it's called bush meat. That's where this originally started. And by the way, these are governments that have no structure. Fuck the medical care. I mean, Doctors Without Borders are heroes. I mean, these are true heroes. They go over there in these different places, but you have a combination of people eating bush meat, which again is rats, bats, chimps, gorillas, anything that moves like that, and they cook this. So that's where it started. But you have again governments that are. You got people that are you got gorillas fighting each other. Not gorillas, not the animal gorilla. There's no structure. There's no. So I mean, that's what you have to deal with, and that's been so many years. I remember as a kid, let's send money to Africa. They're starving in Africa. Remember, they used to be China. They're starving in China. I wonder if China's going now, hey, we got to give some money. Those people in America are starving. Now that China, is making all the money. So, look, at the end of the day, okay, the media are whores. They will add as many natural disaster. Anytime there's a natural disaster, they'll add as many deaths to it. And if you examine, I'm telling you, break that deaths down. How many people actually died in there? If you could say a result of it, then if they could get a result, the media will add more people. For example, if the hurricane, I don't know, made me take another car that had a bad tire. Well, because I had to take that other car, that was a piece of shit car, I got in an accident and I died. Add them to the death. Add him to the death toll for the hurricane. So this Ebola scare is bullshit. There's nothing to be scared about. You know what you'd be scared about? Be scared of me. Be scared. Fuck with me. Okay? And I'll come to your fucking place and I'll take you fucking out. That's what you need to be afraid of. You need to be afraid of me. I don't know. I don't know about you. You know what? I posted that I saw Ebola robbing a guy in San Fernando Valley. Because there's. I mean, why not? You might as well blame everything on Ebola. That's you could even you could actually use that for excuse now. I didn't even think about this. You could actually say, call your employer up and say, hey man, look, I'm not feeling well. I think I got a little touch of the Ebola. You know how you have a little touch of the flu? You have a little touch of the Ebola. That's what you can say. I have a touch of the Ebola. I keep going Ebola. I know. Fuck you. But you could you could say, hey man, look, I'm not feeling well. I think I got a touch of Ebola. Yeah, I don't think it'd be good if I come in the office today. 'Cause, geez, last thing I'd want to do is kill everybody in the office. So. I think I'm going to have to miss, maybe I should take, just to play it safe, I should take a 21-day quarantine. I like to get paid for that also while I'm gone because I'm doing the company a favor by not coming in and infecting other people. I have a touch of Ebola. And, I'm not faking it. If you want, I'll come in and I'll cough in your face. Are you willing to Are you willing to do that? If I come in, I'll tell you, I'll come in if you want me to come in, but I want to cough in your face, if that's okay. Because we don't know, it could be in the air. If it gets in the air, then everybody in the company could be infected, and then they could go out in the air, and they can infect people. My God, the whole country will be infected by Ebola. We should change our country's name to Ebola. Folks, trust me. It is, what's the fucking date right now? What's this fucking date? Let me look at this. It's October 29th. It's a Wednesday, okay? 2014. I will promise you within the next 2-3 years, once the Ebola scare, here comes Ebola. Yeah, I just saw Ebola. Yeah, I think I saw him, man. I think I saw, there'll be spottings next. I just spotted Ebola. I saw him. What do you look like? I don't know. 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 It was just like, it was so fast. It was quick. Like I found, like people find Jesus. They found Ebola. I found Ebola. Within a couple of years, there'll be another one. Another scare tactic. Well, look, I got to go. And this is Bob Golub. You can always reach me at bobgolub54@gmail.com, a Twitter account for our podcast. And you could also, anytime you have any questions or you want to perform, I have a list of some places I'm performing. I'm performing a lot out at the ocean right now. I'm working a lot on boats, but I have a lot of land gigs. We're going to be pitching in 2 weeks my TV show based on my film Killing Them. It's called Cracking Wise. I'm excited about that. I just hope I make it and I don't die from Ebola before my meetings in a couple of weeks, because this could change my career. I'm looking forward to that. That's pretty much it. So I'm looking forward. Oh, we have some great interviews coming up. They interviewed some people that's coming up. A woman named Caroline Picard, a 62-year-old female. Yes, 62-year-old female that is as funny than anyone in America. Funniest female, sorry to put her in that category, than any female I know. But she's amazing. She's coming up. We got a couple different surprises. We have a story coming up with a comic that talks about his first time on stage. That is it's the best story of anyone ever going on stage for the first time. Because normally you get like, well, my first time on stage, I did great, and I went back and I bombed, or I bombed, But this story here is really good. Jeff Shaw is his name. So, anyways, this is Bob Golub, and our podcast is called Mad Man with Bob Golub. Looking forward for your feedback, and I hope you don't get the Ebola. Ebola. I hope you don't get the. Oh, there's my phone going off. That's to show you that how we roll here. Okay, we're real. There's nothing being fucking cut here. There's nothing going to be added. All right. I got to deal. I want to talk to you later about my 16-year-old kid who I didn't know if you knew this, but 16-year-old kids know fucking everything. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that they knew fucking everything. So we'll talk about that later. I got to get out of here. I'll talk to you soon. This is Bob Golub, and signing off. I'm going to get some Ebola. You know what we could do? I just thought about it. We could do a little rap. I got some Ebola. I got some Ebola. Dude, that's a cool thing I just thought about. Just remember, you could use that to get off work. Okay? So use it to your advantage. Bye.
guy's a loose cannon.